Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Britt and this is Coffee and Makeup, and today we are answering your hair Q&A questions. The first of which is from Anik Naskar. She asks, how long do you want to grow your hair and what is your current hair length? Well, I'm not sure how long I want to grow my hair. I'm just playing it by ear right now and seeing how I like it at different lengths. The current length is a bit past the bottom of my bum length. I am planning to measure the length instead of just keeping on estimating it because I feel like I'll be able to give you all better estimations as to how things work and how they affect your rate of growth if I keep tabs on my own rate of growth. So I am going to measure at some point, but right now I've just been estimating using my body parts. Hair and Knits asks, can you tell us about Sesa Oil? How is it and is it worth buying? So this is the oil that she's talking about. It's an Indian oil that's called Sesa and it's for hair growth. I believe it's Ayurvedic. Yes, it lists some of the herbs, the Ayurvedic herbs that are in here on the back. What I can say about this is that it's not the most moisturizing coconut oil formula ever, but I do really like the smell of this, and I'm not sure how the herbs benefit, but I feel that they can't really hurt. So yeah, the smell is really great. My boyfriend likes it. So if you really want a fragrant oil, then I would suggest picking up this one. If you want a really moisturizing oil, I would stick with something more pure and with less fragrance. Rasha M asks, just wanted to ask about my hair. It grows so fast, but it's really thin, so I always cut it. So please, do you have any ideas about what I should use or do? Now, as far as thinness goes, that is usually genetic, as long as you're not doing anything that would drastically affect the hair's quality. If you're not using heat like hair dryers or hair straighteners and you're not dyeing it or bleaching it, then that's probably just your natural hair texture. I find that what you can do is do some research and try to find different styles, different types of updos or clips or something, just to keep it fun. And that's how I moved through my middling phases, even though I too have really thin hair. Hi Sino21, what do people around you think or say about your hair? So I didn't get any hair compliments or comments or anything before I grew really long hair. But once it got past the waist and getting towards hip length, oh my gosh, I get so many comments all the time. And probably, people just say, the same as they say to tall people, like, oh wow, you're so tall. They'll say, your hair is so long. And I have no idea how to respond to that. I mean, is it a compliment? I usually say thank you, but I'm not even sure if they mean it as just a compliment or just a wacky observation. One of my favorite responses is from little kids, especially little girls. They love my hair. I met this little girl the other day. I was at a charity event and it was like a run and she was running as well. And we started hanging out and she was like, grabbing my braid and just like fluffing it around like this, like whacking it back and forth. So then she's like, how old are you? And I'm like, I'm 26. And she says, have you been growing your hair for 26 years? It was so cute. Adeline asks, did you ever get frustrated on your hair growth journey? I am on my 4th year and I feel frustrated. Sometimes I want to get a cut or colored. Thank you, you have beautiful hair. Thank you, Adeline. Well, yes, I get frustrated pretty often and I'm at a frustrated point right now. Just because I feel like it's so long that I can't wear it down and it kind of weighs itself down. So I think I have thin hair starting off, but I feel like it looks thinner now because there's so much weight to it and also gives me headaches all the time. So yes, I can relate to the frustration and really it's up to you what you want to do. I mean, sometimes I think the best thing to do is just follow your heart and get that haircut or color or whatever makes you happy. Queen Riri asks, do you prefer olive oil for hair growth or coconut oil? I had favored coconut oil for a long time, but then one of my friends helped me to realize that it was sort of crisping up my hair. I think I had overloaded it with coconut oil, perhaps over many years even. So I've been preferring olive oil at the moment, but I think the best thing to do is just to use both and see what the effects are on your hair because everyone's hair is a little bit different. Madonna M wants to know why when she puts any oil on her hair that her hair falls so much. I think this is normal because when you put oil in your hair, a lot of times you're massaging it and oil is a little bit tacky. So it'll be grippy in a way that when you're massaging like a conditioner into your hair or shampoo, it's not really pulling on the hairs as much. I personally think that for most people, not all but most, that hair fall is a really normal thing, and that when you're oiling your hair, the hairs that come out are probably the ones that are naturally supposed to be shedding in your cycle, and they would have fallen out maybe later in the day if you hadn't been massaging your scalp, or maybe even later in the week. But I think it's normal for them to fall out, and new hair will be growing back in its place. So please don't worry about that, and continue doing your oil treatments, because that will help protect your hair health for a long time. Tiffany Hoffman asks, hi Britt, I would be really curious to hear what your diet is like on a regular basis, and do you take any supplements? So I'm going to link below my video where I talk about diet for hair care, and I go over a lot of the basics there of what you should be eating if you want to have healthy hair. As for what I eat, I was thinking about doing a what I eat in a day video. Sometimes I don't love those videos because I think that they're pretty carefully curated, if you know what I mean, but I keep a food journal, so I was thinking about going back to a random day where there was no pressure and I didn't know I was gonna use this day, and then kind of replicate it and show you guys what I ate. I tried to get a lot of protein. I tried to get all of the food groups. That includes carbs, that includes protein, and of course fat. So perhaps I will show you guys that in a future video. Patricia F asks what my haircut is, if it's blunt or has layers, and what I tell the hairdresser. I have a video, which I'll link below, on how to discuss your haircut with your hairdresser in order to get what you want out of it, because a lot of people have trouble with that. What I tell my hairdresser is that I want absolutely 0 layers, and I want a U-shaped hemline. Chandana asks, I love your hair and I really want to grow mine too. I have a lot of split ends. How can you get rid of split ends other than trimming? And what is the best remedy to treat dandruff? Other than trimming, you can prevent split ends to an extent by taking care of your hair before it gets to be split. So once you have splits, that's kind of it. You can't repair them in any way. You just have to trim them off. But leading up to your hair growing out to the point where it gets split ends, you can give it oil treatments, you can keep it very moisturized, don't use heat on it, and don't use dyes. And there's also a really big genetic component to splits, so unfortunately some of us are doomed to just have them. As for dandruff, I think a good first line of defense is trying the type of formulation of shampoo that's in Head&Shoulders. I know it's a type of zinc, can't remember the name right now, but I'll put it right here. And that is a good first try if it really is just dandruff. If it's something called seborrheic dermatitis, which is something that I get sometimes, and it's more itchy and waxy, then a great solution is a Selenium Sulfide shampoo. Selsun Blue is the most popular option. So I would try the Head & Shoulders type of shampoo first, because the Selenium Sulfide smells really, really bad. But if you need it and the Head & Shoulders is not working for you, then you can move on to something stronger like that. That should take care of your problem. If not, I would see a dermatologist. Simplify My Life, who is a good friend of this channel, she asks, do you use a leave-in for your hair, and if so, which one? She's tried some, but they make her hair dry. I actually don't find it necessary to use a leave-in every day. My only leave-in product is my argan oil, which I put on my ends after my shower. But yeah, I feel the same way as you, that a lot of leave-ins don't actually do what they say they're gonna do for me. They kind of make my hair more difficult to brush and a little bit dry and crackly feeling. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of leave-ins. I feel like I don't need them. A lot of people were asking how often I get a trim. ASR, Smriti, and Baristowaja, I'm so sorry, I definitely butchered that. So they all want to know how often I get a trim. I trim once a year, and that's worked for me so far, and I have really long hair. So if your hair is shorter than mine, I think once a year will probably do it. Navas asks, hey Britt, which is your favorite Indian beauty product and hack? Well, I can say for sure that my favorite Indian product is the Vatika coconut hair oil. I'm out of mine right now, but that is my favorite. I feel like it is so moisturizing. I've never found a coconut oil that works as well. Even just pure 100% coconut oil doesn't do the same amazing things for my hair that Vatika oil does. And as far as a hack, I think just oiling my hair is the biggest. And if you guys have any more Indian beauty tips, please leave them below. I would like to hear more. Autumn Rose asks, do you have any tips for frizzy flyaway hairs? Clearly no. I'm not really good with this. I don't know. I think a silicone serum can help to stick your frizzy flyaways down, but my hair generally lets me know that it wants to do what it wants, and that I pretty much don't have any choice but to respect that. So yeah, my hair gets all over the place. I'm not the best about taming those flyaways. Black Border asks, bun drop, question mark. I don't really do the bun drops. I think that they're a little bit sexualized. I don't know, like some of these bun drop videos are very sensual and I'm like, oh my gosh, like what is this? Nada asks, is this your natural hair color? It looks amazing. Thank you. Yeah, this is my natural hair color. I haven't ever changed it. It's starting to get a little gray here and there. So I don't know, will I ever dye it? Not sure, but yes, this is my natural color. Autumn Rose asks, are plastic brushes bad for your hair? I hate to say anything's bad, but I think that generally, yes, they are. The plastic brushes, especially the ones with the little plastic ball tips on the end of them, are not great because they're not seamless and they'll catch your hairs in the space where the ball and the bristle meet, and they can rip out your hair really easily. The best kind of brush is the kind that will give way, like a tangle teaser. If it's getting caught on a knot and it's not going through, the bristles are bendable so they'll give way and the knot can slip out and you can work over several strokes, work through it instead of just ripping through it. Whereas those plastic brushes with the little balls in the end, they will not, once it's got your hair in between those tines, it's not coming out, it's just gonna rip out. So that's how I feel about plastic brushes. Pushmita asks how to style your hair naturally for special occasions. There's a lot of options out there and a lot of people on YouTube are better than me at this. I feel like I'm kind of not that good at it, but a lot of times for special occasions I'll just do a braided bun. I think I have some pictures, so I'll insert some in here, but that's a pretty easy way to do it. Just braid up your hair, maybe start at the top and just braid into 2 long braids at the back of your head and then bun those together. That's one of my go-to special event type of things. Hey guys, thank you all so much for watching the first part of my hair care Q&A. Everyone asked such great questions that I didn't want to leave anyone's questions out, so I will be making a second part of this Q&A, but I want to thank you guys so much for watching the first part, and I hope you guys are having a great day and week wherever you are. Happy holidays if you're in the US, and I will see you all in the second part of my hair care Q&A. Bye guys.